Hi, Virgo. My name is Darlene Dotson, and this is your destiny of truth for March of 2021. Um, Virgo, on the 3rd, we start the month off with a sextile. And I've talked to you about these sextiles before. A sextile is where you got to do the work for the energy to take place because it can slip by you and you don't have to use it, but then you miss out on something that would benefit you. Now, here on the 3rd, we have Venus in Pisces in the 7th house. And that is sextiling Uranus in Taurus in the 9th house. And you have a partnership that makes you feel emotional. Um, but you're going through changes because of your philosophies. It's a 9th house matter. You're going through changes that are making you stable, whether that be in philosophies, travel, broadcasting, media. You're just going through these changes that are going to make you more emotional within your partnerships. Then also on the 3rd, we have Mars moving into Gemini in your 10th house. Now, this is a tricky energy for you because while Mars is your drive, okay, and it rules your day-to-day life and your communications, it also can talk about dual things, not just one thing, multiple things. And it's about it, with it being the 10th house, it's all about your power and what you're known for and how you put yourself out there. And the last thing you want to be known for, Virgo, is to have more than one personality. So just know that your energy, your need to either work in your day-to-day life or communicating with others. But if you have that dual personality thing going on, you need to get that straight. Then on the 4th, we have Mercury, okay, in Aquarius, and that's conjuncting Jupiter in Aquarius in your 6th house. Now, the 6th house is our work life, okay? Can also be dealing with our physical health or a small pet. And you're communicating, okay? And your communications are expanding in a work ways or in a way that makes you feel physically healthy. But you are communicating and expanding what you need within groups, a friendship, and these have to do with your goals and desires. Then on the 10th, we have the Sun and Neptune conjunct in Pisces in the 7th house. Now, here you're shining your light in on your partnerships, okay? And I'm hoping that you're using this energy of Neptune to create in your partnerships. I hope that, there's not a disillusionment there or lies there, because that can also be showing up at this time too. But if you're using it in a positive way, you're creating, okay? You're creating emotional bonds within partnerships. But if also you could be, doing emotional, shining your light emotionally in a partnership because someone has disillusioned you, made you think they were one thing when they are another. Then on the 13th, we have again in Pisces, Venus and Neptune conjunct. Okay, and this is a loving relationship, okay, that you're very emotional with. And again, it could either be that you're creating something that you love within a partnership, or that you are, very disillusioned in your love relationships because you're figuring out they're not who they said they were. So, it could go either way with it being Neptune. Now, on the 13th, we also have that new moon in Pisces in your 7th house. So, you do have a new beginning within a partnership. And that's a good thing. Okay, it's always great when we have a new beginning. Then on the 15th, we have Mercury entering Pisces, also in the 7th house. So you've got a lot of partnership energy happening this month, Virgo. And you're communicating within your partnerships, and you're communicating emotionally. Then on the 16th, we have the sun in Pisces in the 7th house. Again, you're shining your light in your relationships. That's where your focus is. And it's sextile Pluto. Again, this is an energy that's not just going to show up. You are going to have to put the work in. And anytime you're talking about a transformation, you're always going to have to put the work in. Now, you're either going to transform a relationship with your child, in your creative life, or in your dating life, because you're shining your light in this area, okay? And you want that area to transform, and that's exactly what you're doing. Now, on the 18th, we have Venus also in Pisces in your 7th house, sextiling Pluto and Capricorn in your 5th house. And again, you're creating, or you're, making transformations within that relationship with your children or your dating life that are emotional. Okay. Then when we go to the 20th, we have the sun in Aries in the 8th house. And all I can say is happy spring equinox. And you are shining your light with your most intimate relationships, with the things that you desire. And you're looking at all of this very closely, and how it relates to your life. This is the area that, you're shining your light on. Then on the 21st, we have Venus entering Aries in the 8th house. So the sun was there, entered the day before, and then Venus enters on the 21st. And of course, it's the 8th house. And you're looking at your love relationships and the scars that they have left from aggressive behavior, and selfish behavior. You're looking at how it has affected you in your desires and in your intimate relationships, because it's not working anymore. Then on the 21st, we have Mercury in Pisces in the 7th house. Again, that's your partnership house. And you're communicating very emotionally within your partnerships, and it's changing your philosophies, how you travel, your, broadcasting media, because you want to be stable in your life with your philosophies, or how you put yourself out in broadcasting and media, travel, your higher mind. But there's definitely changes going on there, and you're communicating them with the partnerships in your life. Then on the 21st, we have, again, Mars in Gemini in the 10th house, and that's trining Saturn in Aquarius in the 6th house. Now we're going to talk about two things here. We've got a trine, okay? This is an energy that just happens very easy. You can let it go by, and because it just happens so easy, or you can tap into that energy and use it. But you have felt with Saturn in Aquarius, you felt alone, you have felt restricted in a matter that has to do with your physical health, or in your work life. You have felt restricted. Well, it's trining Mars in Gemini in the 10th house. And it says that here, if you put your actions into regaining your power in your day-to-day activities, in the things that you do in communications, that you're going to regain that power, okay? Because I almost see you have two directions that you want to go right now. And you're going to have to figure out which direction you truly want to regain that power. Now, on the 23rd, we have Mercury in Pisces in the 7th house, squaring Mars in Gemini in the 10th house. And on this day, your mind and your actions aren't on the same page. You are you're being very emotional in your partnerships and talking, but your actions with your power that, you're saying that you want and everything are dual-sided, okay? You might say one thing, but you're actually acting in another way. And that's okay. We all do it. And, we just have to realize what we're doing and move forward in a healthy way. Now, on the 25th or 26th, depending which coast you live on, we have the Sun in Aries, and that's conjunct Venus in Aries in your 8th house. And the Sun-Venus conjunction, you're seeing the beauty in life, okay? And it is in your 8th house, in your intimate relationships. So everything seems beautiful there to you. Your intimate relationships, your desires, you're moving forward in this area, but you're jumping in, I will tell you that, okay? Because on the 28th, we have a full moon in Libra in the 2nd house, okay? This has to do with your finances, your ethics, your morals. But, there is an ending happening. But like I tell everybody, when we have an ending happening, we also have a beginning. And the beginning is that you are becoming more consciously aware of your behavior in partnerships that are passive aggressive. Okay, you're ending this. You know that you need to be true to yourself. You also know that you have to be responsible for your financial picture and not a partner, okay? Because let's face it, Virgo, you've never been one that likes to live under anybody's thumb. And, right now you're putting an ending to that behavior. Then on the 29th, we have Mercury in Pisces in the 7th house, conjunct Neptune in Pisces in the 7th house. And again, you're communicating emotionally within a partnership. And it could be about a creative project that you're doing, or you feel connected to them in a spiritual way, or you are realizing they aren't who you thought they were, and you're voicing in emotional terms, how you feel here. Then on the 30th, we have Venus sextiling Saturn. Venus is in Aries in that 8th house, and Saturn is in Aquarius in your 6th house, and you have felt restricted with your health or in your work life, and it's putting a damper on you with other people, okay? Because you're feeling restricted and you're having to rely on other people. And Virgo, let's face it, you don't like that. You don't like having your desires met by others, because then you feel like they're controlling you. And when you jump in to these intimate situations, then yes, that does happen. Then on the 31st, you're shining your light on in Aries, and those 8th house matters. Again, your intimate relationships and your desires, because of Saturn restricting your physical health and your work life. So you're putting your energy into your intimate relationships. But I do want to say this. That's where you need to put your energy right now, because you've always been a worker, Virgo. Never had an issue with working and taking care of everybody else. And right now, you've got to work on your intimate relationships, on how you jump into your desires in order to overcome these issues that you're having in your physical health and with your, work life, because your desires have put you in this situation, and you've got to step back and look at it. I mean, you've got Pluto in the 5th house that says transformation is there. If you put the energy into it with your children, or in your dating life, or in your creative projects. But you got to get over the restrictions that are happening in your physical health or in your work life. And that means you got to put yourself out there intimately. You've got to shine your light in intimate relationships, because with this Pisces new moon and Libra full moon, Libra and Pisces energy, they don't know boundaries, okay? And you have got to, everybody is going through issues with boundaries right now with the new moon and the full moon. And for you, it's within your partnerships and your intimate relationships that you're learning about boundaries, that you can't have people stepping over your boundaries because you want them to love you, okay? You've got to be true to who you are and what you want to create, okay? You've got to live by your philosophies that are going through an evolution right now. And that's what I would say for you, Aries. But I am also using the Cat Tarot for the month of March. Now, Let's shuffle. Okay. Okay. Well, we have got the Six of Cups. Okay, I think that's fine. And cups are all about our emotions, okay? And how we deal with our emotions. And, you right now have a very youthful spirit, okay? You have, childlike spirit running within you. And it's because you are connecting with that inner child within. And, you're just looking at your childhood issues and seeing it's why you have dealt with intimate relationships in the way that you have. And that's because there was never no boundaries there. And now you're putting those boundaries there in order for you to have those healthy, intimate relationships that you want with your partners in life. And that means intimate. And intimate relationships don't just mean sexual relationships, okay? We can be intimate with our children. We can have intimate friendships. We can have just the partnerships that we choose to let in to our inner world. And you were going through a lot of changes in your philosophies, as I said, in order to make this change. And, with it being the Six of Cups, you have a youthful spirit, but, you're working to make sure that your emotions stay in the right place in these relationships, because you're not going to live under an illusion anymore. You want the facts. You want to know what you're getting into. And, you're not going to have dual partnerships anymore. Yeah, you can be playful, okay, and gain your power back and by being playful, but you've got to make sure that you're not of two minds here, okay? So, Virgo, that is your reading for the month of March. I hope that it helps you, and I hope that you find many blessings. And I love you, Virgo, and I wish you, all the blessings that you can actually have. And I will see you in April. Have a great March.